Ladies and gentlemen, Arvind Kejriwal, Chief Minister of National Capital of Delhi, is the kingpin and key conspirator of the Delhi excise scam in collusion with ministers of Delhi government, AAP leaders and other persons. Viewers, these are not my words. These are allegations made by the Enforcement Directorate in a court of law. The central agency put this in black and white that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of Liquorgate. While seeking a 10-day custody of the arrested Delhi Chief Minister, the Enforcement Directorate in its remand application has also said that he demanded kickbacks from liquor businessmen in exchange for favors and kickbacks. In fact, just a few minutes ago, the Delhi court has given 6 days custody to the Enforcement Directorate till the 28th of March. Not just this, viewers, Enforcement Directorate has also claimed that Aam Aadmi Party is the major beneficiary of proceeds of crime generated in the liquor scam, and that the scam money to the tune of 45 crore rupees was used to fund the party's Goa election campaign. For the first time, the central agency has named Aam Aadmi Party and has accused it of committing money laundering through the national convener, the Karta Dharta of the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, he bragged about being Kattar Imandar, but the Enforcement Directorate today claimed it has evidence to prove he's a scam kingpin. He boasted about creating the Aam Aadmi Party to fight against corruption, but the Enforcement Directorate today has stated that his party committed money laundering through Arvind Kejriwal. Is this a fall from grace for Arvind Kejriwal? Today, when the Delhi Chief Minister was produced in court, he tried putting up a defiant front. He even smiled for the cameras. But my reporters tell me that during the hearing in court, he was sweating profusely. He even excused himself on at least 3 occasions to go to the washroom. Watch how Mr. Kejriwal tried to play the patriot card while entering Delhi's Rouse Avenue court.
अरविंद सर कुछ कहना है, कोई संदेश सर?
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर हो या बाहर देश के लिए काम करना है।
अरविंद सर कुछ कहना है, कोई संदेश सर?
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर हो या बाहर देश के लिए काम करना है।
Aam Aadmi Party currently seems to be completely in a crisis, the biggest ever since its formation. Delhi to Bengaluru to Chennai to Trivandrum to Jammu and Ahmedabad to Hyderabad to Kolkata to Mohali. Aam Aadmi Party leaders and workers have hit the streets in protest. They have also declared that they will gherav the Prime Minister's house a day after Holi on the 26th of March. While on Twitter, on social media, support came in from other parties of the India Alliance, but on the streets, Aam Aadmi Party seemed to be battling it alone. Listen in.
26 तारीख को पूरे दिल्ली के लोग इस तानाशाही के खिलाफ प्रधानमंत्री आवास का घेराव करने पीएम हाउस पहुंचेंगे। 26 तारीख को इस तानाशाही के खिलाफ लोकतंत्र को बचाने के लिए, देश को बचाने के लिए 26 तारीख को पीएम हाउस का घेराव किया जाएगा।
Rallying firmly behind Arvind Kejriwal are leaders of the India Alliance, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, MK Stalin, Akhilesh Yadav, Mamta Banerjee, Sitaram Yechuri and Sharad Pawar. They have all expressed their solidarity. They have also formed a group and approached the Election Commission to complain against Delhi Chief Minister's arrest. Listen in to how Congress leaders are defending Arvind Kejriwal today.
ये उत्पीड़न की राजनीति है, प्रतिशोध की राजनीति है और इसमें दो राय नहीं हो सकती कि विपक्षी एकता से इंडिया गठबंधन, जो न केवल गठबंधन है पर जनबंधन है, उससे घबराई हुई है बीजेपी, बौखलाई हुई है। पहले झारखंड के मुख्यमंत्री को गिरफ्तार किया, अभी दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री को गिरफ्तार किया गया है, क्योंकि बीजेपी जान गई है कि जनता इस मन में है कि हम इंडिया गठबंधन को, इंडिया जनबंधन को स्पष्ट बहुमत दे। ये सब क्या दिखाता है? ये सब दिखाता यही है कि प्रधानमंत्री के मन में एक ही विचार है, One nation, no election.
The arrest of Kejriwal is only through threat and there is no evidence to arrest Mr. Kejriwal. I don't know why they were. See, it is undemocratic and it shows that this government is a dictatorial government.
एक बादशाह जिसकी सल्तनत जा रही थी, एक शासक जो लोकतंत्र में तानाशाही का रूप धारण कर चुका, डर कर, सहम कर चुनावी परिणाम से कदम उठा रहा है। कुल मिलाकर अगर आप देखें तो इसकी टाइमिंग साफ करती है कि लोकतंत्र को कुचलने के लिए कदम उठाया गया।
I would say that the ED is acting, I would say in a manner that is not expected of them. You know, if you had got an opportunity by the court to question him, you could have gone tomorrow morning or maybe a day later, summoned him, asked him to come for whatever talking to you, and after that he had not cooperated, you could have done that. But I think this is not the way you behave with any person, leave alone a chief minister.
What's going to happen to the Aam Aadmi Party itself? Since last night, top Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been loudly declaring that Arvind Kejriwal is going to run the Delhi Sarkar from the jail. They're claiming that no law can stop Kejriwal from remaining the Chief Minister of Delhi and he cannot be forced to step down. But things may get a little sticky with the PIL now being filed in a Delhi High Court for the removal of Arvind Kejriwal. This plea has been moved by a Delhi resident. And this Delhi resident, Surjit Singh Yadav, has said that a Chief Minister accused of a financial scandal cannot be and should not be permitted to continue in public office. But Aam Aadmi Party says Kejriwal is and was and will remain the king of Delhi. Listen in.
ईडी पिंजरे का तोता है, जो मर्जी आए बोले। पार्टी ने निर्णय किया है, सभी विधायकों ने मिलकर निर्णय किया है, पंजाब के और दिल्ली के ऑल ओवर इंडिया, कि अरविंद केजरीवाल इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे, जल्द से सरकार
को कोई खतरा नहीं है, ना दिल्ली में ना पंजाब में,
कहीं कोई खतरा नहीं।
सवाल ही नहीं होता है। केजरीवाल जी मुख्यमंत्री हैं, मुख्यमंत्री रहेंगे। जेल अगर डालते हैं, जेल में रहते हैं तो जेल से सरकार चलाएंगे, जेल से फाइलें साइन होगी और दिल्ली की जनता इसके लिए तैयार है।
कोई संकट नहीं है। पार्टी देखो, हम वो पत्ते नहीं जो शाख से टूट कर गिर जाएंगे। आंधियों को कह दो अपनी औकात में रहें। पार्टी कुछ नहीं हुआ, पार्टी और मजबूत होकर निकलेगी। मैं आपको कह रहा हूं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल एक व्यक्ति नहीं, एक सोच है। इतने 10 सालों में देश में करोड़ों केजरीवाल पैदा हो चुके हैं, उनको कहां गिरफ्तार करोगे? असल में बीजेपी को खत्म करने में मुख्य आरोपी वही है। बीजेपी को डर ही वही है कि यार केजरीवाल अगर आ गया ना, ये हमें इससे डर है। उनको कांग्रेस से क्या डर?
We've got some big exclusive news break coming in at this moment. My colleague from Times Now, Navbharat Pulkit Nagar, joining me on the News Hour tonight. Pulkit Nagar has just spoken to Arvind Kejriwal as he was leaving the courtroom after the pronouncement of the verdict and remand to the ED for 6 days till 28 March. Pulkit Nagar, आप आम आदमी पार्टी काफी दिनों से, काफी सालों से कवर करते रहे हैं। कोर्ट रूम में आपकी अरविंद केजरीवाल से बात हुई, क्या कहा अरविंद केजरीवाल ने आपसे?
देखिए, अरविंद केजरीवाल की गिरफ्तारी के बाद सबसे बड़ा सवाल यही उठ रहा था कि क्या अरविंद केजरीवाल इस्तीफा देंगे। यही सवाल मैंने उनसे पूछा कि क्या आप इस्तीफा देंगे। उन्होंने पूरी तरीके से ना कह दिया, नो कह दिया। अभी तक पार्टी के नेता ये बात कह रहे थे, आतिशी कह रही थी, गोपाल राय कह रहे थे और तमाम जो आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक हैं, मंत्री हैं या फिर सांसद हैं, वो ये बात कहते थे। लेकिन ये पहली बार है जब अरविंद केजरीवाल ने बिल्कुल मना कर दिया है इस्तीफा देने की बात से। दूसरा सवाल यह था कि ये होगा कैसे कि जेल मैनुअल इसकी इजाजत नहीं देता। तो इस सवाल पर वो चुप रहे और सिर्फ सवाल सुना और फिर चुप रह गए। यानी कि कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई तैयारी जो आम आदमी पार्टी ने की है या अरविंद केजरीवाल ने सोची है, जाहिर तौर पर वो सिर्फ एक कोर्ट का रास्ता हो सकता है। उस पर उन्होंने कोई चर्चा नहीं की, उसका उन्होंने कोई जिक्र नहीं किया, लेकिन इस्तीफा देने की बात से सीधा नो कह दिया। जी
बहुत बड़ी बात आप कह रहे हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल कोर्ट रूम में काफी देर तक इंतजार कर रहे थे कि जज वर्डिक्ट देंगे। इस दौरान क्या वो आपको बॉडी लैंग्वेज से कॉन्फिडेंट लगे? किस तरह से उनका हाव भाव था? किसी से बातचीत कर रहे थे? चुपचाप बैठे थे? पुलकित जी, आप जब उनके पास गए तो उनका मूड कैसा था?
देखिए, वो बातचीत कर रहे थे। कोर्ट में बहुत सारे वकील थे, पत्रकार थे, सबसे उन्होंने बातचीत की, थोड़ी बातचीत कर रहे थे। तो दो चीजें उनकी तरफ से पूरी तरीके से साफ थी। एक तो वो थोड़ी चिंतित थे, अपने पेरेंट्स को लेकर चिंतित थे, और दूसरा उनका ध्यान इस ओर ज्यादा था। वो इस बात का भी जिक्र कर रहे थे कि कल जब हाई कोर्ट से रिजेक्ट हुआ उनका मामला कि उनकी गिरफ्तारी नहीं होगी, उन्हें राहत नहीं मिली थी, तो उसके बाद में उन्हें ये उम्मीद थी कि थोड़ा वक्त उन्हें मिल जाएगा, यानी कि ईडी अभी एकदम अरेस्ट नहीं करेगी। लेकिन वो वक्त नहीं मिला, ईडी की टीम तुरंत कल शाम को पहुंच गई। तो ये उम्मीद अरविंद केजरीवाल को नहीं थी, उन्हें लगा था कि थोड़ा वक्त के बाद में एक्शन होता हुआ नजर आएगा। दूसरा जो सबसे बड़ी बात वो वहां कर रहे थे, अपने पेरेंट्स को लेकर चिंता जता रहे थे। और तीसरी बात कि ईडी ने कल से लेकर अब तक उनसे कोई सवाल नहीं पूछे, ये भी बात उन्होंने जिक्र में कही। उन्हें अब ये लगता है कि कल सुबह से उनसे पूछताछ शुरू होगी। अभी तक कोई पूछताछ कल की गिरफ्तारी के बाद में ईडी द्वारा नहीं की गई। लेकिन जो सबसे बड़ी बात आई वो नो शब्द। जब उनसे पूछा गया कि क्या आप इस्तीफा देंगे या इस्तीफा देने के बारे में सोचेंगे, तो बिल्कुल नो जो उन्होंने बोला उससे साफ है कि पार्टी लाइन आगे सीधी यही कहती है कि कोर्ट का रुख करेंगे और जेल से सरकार चलाने वाली लाइन पर रहेंगे, ताकि चुनाव के वक्त एक मैसेज ये दिया जा सके कि पार्टी ईडी की इस कार्रवाई को गैर कानूनी अब भी मानती है, और इसी बात का वो जिक्र कर रहे थे। जी
पुलकित नागर जी, ये सारे अपडेट देने के लिए और बहुत बहुत बड़ा एक्सक्लूसिव न्यूज ब्रेक देने के लिए, अरविंद केजरीवाल से डायरेक्ट बात करके आपने हमारे दर्शकों को जो बताया उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, अरविंद केजरीवाल completely denying any mood to resign at this point in time, and that really takes us to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. The question that we are asking is, Kattar Imandar Kejriwal the kingpin of Liquorgate? Does he still morality argument, does it still stay with Arvind Kejriwal? Can Arvind Kejriwal continue to remain the chief minister? That is the question, and that is the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate this evening is Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha and Senior Spokesperson of the BJP, Anurag Bhadoria, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Suhail Seth, columnist, Akashdeep Muni, political analyst, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst. Also joining me tonight is Ashok. Mr. Ashok has contested on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket in the past. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, my question to you first off the bat is, Arvind Kejriwal has refused any possibility of a resignation. Now I want to ask you, has the BJP somehow or the other lost the opportunity and the advantage if Arvind Kejriwal continues to be the chief minister and runs the Delhi government from the jail itself, given the fact that despite all the allegations, despite all the proceeds of crimes that have been mentioned in the remand note, despite the fact that attachment of properties has taken place, almost 128 crores, despite all of this, Arvind Kejriwal says he will not resign. Is this allowed in the constitution, and what is the BJP going to do if this is the route that Arvind Kejriwal chooses?
Navika ji, BJP has nothing to do with this. This is a procedure going on in strict adherence with the court of the law, and whatever the investigative agencies are doing as per the norms and bylaws established. So there is no question of BJP gaining or losing something. But by saying this, Arvind Kejriwal has lost all the moral grounds, and this has become a new face of the so-called new politics which he has invented, or rather than disguised, a decade back. He has become the first chief minister in the country who has, despite being arrested, has not said that he will resign. He will stick to that. I would like to remind the first chief minister to go to jail was Lalu Prasad Yadav ji in 1997. Till that time, there was no Modi ji or Amit Shah ji. There was no BJP at the time. First and second, he has gone one step ahead than Lalu Prasad Yadav ji. Lalu Prasad Yadav ji at least resigned before getting arrested, but Kejriwal ji is saying that he will continue. So I think it is a question, and particularly by that party, which has said that the moment allegation is there, the person has to resign, investigation should follow. Now they are saying that the investigative agencies have filed the report in the court and court has denied the bail. Still, I will continue. I would like to remind, जब लालू यादव जी जेल जा रहे थे तो उनसे पूछा गया था कि अब सरकार कैसे चलेगी, तो जैसा उनका स्टाइल है मजाक में, उन्होंने कहा जेलवे से राज करेंगे। तो लोगों ने कहा क्या मतलब जेल से राज करेंगे? तो देखिए उस समय तक उन्होंने कहा नहीं, जेल से मतलब जलवे से राज करेंगे। तो अब दिखाई पड़ रहा है कि केजरीवाल जी, द सो कॉल्ड सेल्फ स्टाइल कट्टर ईमानदार, हिज एक्चुअल किरदार इज सेइंग कि वो जलवे से राज करेंगे। और मैं एक और बात कहना चाहता हूं, दिस इज ऑल्सो ए फूड फॉर थॉट फॉर ऑल द इंटेलेक्चुअल्स एंड द वाइज सिटीजन्स ऑफ द कंट्री, that these type of farce which is being created for the new politics and the experimental politics proves to be such a disaster that this has become the first government in which the CM is arrested, the deputy CM is arrested, and the leader of the parliamentary party, Sanjay Singh ji, is arrested. And all have not got bail. Then they are saying the democracy is finished. When the court gives a judgment in their favor in Chandigarh, it is the victory of the democracy. When the decision comes adverse to them, it is the death of the democracy. In the same manner, Rahul Gandhi ji's membership has been reinstated by court. It is the victory of the democracy. And when court doesn't give any relief on their seizure of the account, this is the death of the democracy. So I think the sheer duplicity of the character of both these parties, and particularly just a couple of months back, Congress party has said that Kejriwal should be implicated and sent to jail on liquor scam. And just a couple of months back, Kejriwal ji in Chhattisgarh had said, Bhupesh Baghel sabse bhrasht mukhyamantri hai. And still they are joining hands together. So it shows there is only one binding factor, that is cover up of the corruption.
Well, let me ask you, Akashdeep Muni. My apologies, Ishkaran Bhandari. I'm anchoring from outside and I misread the guest here. Ishkaran Bhandari is also on the panel, advocate in the Supreme Court. But my question to you, Akashdeep Muni, is simply this. The court has heard the arguments. First, during the day, Arvind Kejriwal withdrew his petition in the Supreme Court, ran back to the Rouse Avenue Court. His lawyers argued the case. The Enforcement Directorate put its own arguments there. 128 crore worth of property has already been attached as proceeds of crime. And still, there is some argument that, Arvind Kejriwal is a very honest man and he's being, made a kingpin of political vendetta. I want to ask you, these are facts. This is not political rhetoric. There are facts, there is money, there is money trail that is there, which has been put before the court, following which the court has sent him to a 6-day remand of the Enforcement Directorate. And now, he wants to say that he's going to stay the chief minister. What happened to the morality in India against corruption in 2011? And what happened to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal when he's come to power? Has he become really part of the old established political system that he was fighting against?
Navika ji, there are 2-3 points I want to put in front of you. First of all, the morality point. We all know that the ex-governor of Bharatiya Janata Party, Satyapal Malik, has said that before elections, Arvind Kejriwal will be arrested, and today it's happening. So it's all fixed match. First. And coming back to the points, factual case of today's whatever proceedings happened, the ASG who was representing...
please answer this question. Please answer this question. It's a fixed match, you say. it's a fixed match, you say. Are the courts part of this entire political strategy or conspiracy, whatever you're trying to hint at? Are the courts also party to that? Is this your comment towards the courts?
I'm clearly saying that the courts are not party to that. The Enforcement Directorate seems to be party to that. I'm not saying they are party to that. Now, there are 2-3 points that I want to raise. That today, the ALG Raju, who was representing Enforcement Directorate in the court, said that profits made by the accused is nothing but proceeds of crime, quote unquote. So this has been said by ALG Raju. So going by that chronology, Raju read today the statement, Raju G read today the statement of Reddy, the approver, regarding which the remand has been given of 6 days. Now, who is Sarath Reddy? Sarath Reddy is the person in November 2022, 10th November 2022, Sarath Reddy was arrested by Enforcement Directorate in Delhi excise scam. So he was an accused that time. On 15 November, he gave he donated 5 crore rupees to Bharatiya Janata Party through electoral bonds. The interesting part is that after the donation in May 2023, Reddy applied for bail and Enforcement Directorate did not oppose that. And that was on medical ground. Till now, he has not.
So the allegation is कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी 5 करोड़ में बिक गई. सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी, the allegation is कि 5 करोड़ में भारतीय जनता पार्टी बिक गई और उन्होंने शरत रेड्डी की बात मान ली और केजरीवाल को जेल में डाल दिया. Akashdeep Mani, I got the crux of your argument. There is no time for long speeches here. It's a debate. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, please respond.
What a long diatribe. Akashdeep Muni ji, from his first statement, is consistently doing blunders and making very non-serious comments. First, he tried to portray that the word fixed match. So at present, he has been denied bail by the court. And second, he was saying that the 5 crore rupees and saying when no party knows that who has given whom. Otherwise, why other parties are not disclosing that who has given them? And it is only incumbent on the part of the BJP that it is knowing that who has given him, but other parties are not getting, despite the fact that the 20,000 crore rupees electoral bonds have been given and BJP got 6,000, means 30% of the electoral bond despite having government at the center and in 17 states. और जो बाकियों को मिल रहा है वो तो प्यार मोहब्बत से मिल रहा है, ये धमकाने से मिल रहा है. मतलब 1461 करोड़ टू कांग्रेस पार्टी, ये तो प्रेम से श्रद्धा से अर्पित हो रहा है. 1600 टू टीएमसी विच इज हैविंग जस्ट वन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, ये तो प्यार मोहब्बत से मिल रहा है. सो आई थिंक दिस टाइप ऑफ रिडिकुलस स्टेटमेंट शुड नॉट हैव बीन मेड. मगर अगर आप देखें तो वॉट एवर मिस्टर केजरीवाल जी इज शोइंग, ही इज शोइंग अ पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न विच इज अडॉप्टेड बाय सम ऑफ द सदर्न स्टेट like Telangana and Tamil Nadu and here. पहले एक्साइज पॉलिसी ऐसी लाओ, उसमें खूब पैसा कमाओ एंड गेट अ हैवी टैक्सेशन फ्रॉम एक्साइज. दारू के दरिया में डुबो दो अपने स्टेट को. From there you fetch your coffers and then give some freebies to the poor and by that you keep in power. This was a model which has been adopted in the southern state and so was tried to be replicated by Arvind Kejriwal ji. That's why I am saying today's arrest is a very serious question, which is a serious consequence which has to be properly analyzed. That was the modus operandi of this entire politics which came with the fig leaf cover of fight against corruption. And Anna Hazare, who are your fountainhead, has categorically criticized previously and today also he has said. Anna Hazare to your party was like Deen Dayal Upadhyay to our party and Mahatma Gandhi to Congress.
I protest that speeches are allowed but statements are stopped.
Well, let me get in Suhail Seth. 1 minute, Akashdeep. I'll give you another opportunity. Let me get in Suhail Seth. Suhail Seth, is this arrest? I'll come to you, Akashdeep. Akashdeep, आ रही हूं. तब तक प्राणायाम करिए, आ रही हूं. मैं Suhail Seth, my question to you is, are citizens of Delhi supposed to just sit back and watch this tamasha? First, Kattar Imandar, 9 summons sent, no response. Laws different for netas, different for common people. And then the remand note, which was argued in the court today, clearly says Kejriwal intrinsically involved in the entire conspiracy. Private persons were favored and benefited, hatching conspiracy involving kickbacks from the South Group. To the tune of 100 crores, used proceeds of crime for Goa election campaign, not just with knowledge, but active collusion. This is what is being stated, and despite all of this, the court gives remand. Are we to believe that this is political vendetta playing out and courts are mute spectators?
So let's imagine and give Akashdeep Muni the benefit of doubt. Yes, the Enforcement Directorate is acting on behalf of the BJP, which has political vendetta claims against the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's imagine this is true. But how are the courts involved in it? Are you suggesting that the courts are also part of this whole shenanigan and part of this conspiracy? The answer is no. Because the courts in the last 10 days have ruled thrice against the government. And people have said, so this is what Sudhanshu said. I tweeted about this. I said, when the courts favor the government, democracy is dead. When courts are against the government, democracy survives and thrives. I mean, it's ridiculously woke liberal nonsense. Second, Arvind Kejriwal has been given poor advice. The Enforcement Directorate has been tracking him and been issuing summons. Now it's almost 298 days since the first summon was issued, or the first thing. Now, why on earth did he not come? You can't always play the victim card and then convert that victimhood into saying that I will do what I want. I will run the state from prison. Is this the example you want to set to people? You keep talking about children. You keep talking about being an inspirational leader. You say Aam Aadmi Party is a party with a difference. What will the school children say? The same very schools that you're proud of, the education system that you're proud of. What will the school child say? Oh, the state is being run by someone who's in prison. How is he different from any other under trial? So that's the second argument. The third, there's enough of crying wolf. The fact is that these people went right up to the Supreme Court with no less a lawyer representing them than Abhishek Manu Singhvi. They didn't get relief. They went to Rouse Avenue. They didn't get relief. The Enforcement Directorate must have a case. I mean, it can't be just empty things. B, given how manipulative Kejriwal can be and how smart he can be in garnering public relations, the Enforcement Directorate would have been doubly careful in ensuring that they had a watertight case. The fourth point, what kind of example are we setting in this country if sitting chief ministers are arrested and when they are arrested, they refuse to resign? Resignation is not about ego, it's about morality. Sudhanshu talked about Lalu Yadav resigning before he was whisked away to prison. It's another matter that he planted Rabri Devi. The tragedy is today times have changed. If you say, and all of us believed, that Arvind Kejriwal came from the lineage of being different, but how different is he? Forget corruption. How different is he when his morality is questioned? How different is he when he's questioned by courts of law? How different is he when he's summoned by an investigating agency? This is not some kindergarten nursery that's, summoning Arvind Kejriwal. So my plea is, don't mock the entire system. Have your issues with the BJP. Yes, the BJP hates the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party hates the BJP. They have every reason to be political rivals, but they have no business to denigrate the judiciary, to denigrate the democracy that we exist in, because it's the same democracy which voted Arvind Kejriwal to power. So don't mock democracy. It's this whole thing about even the Congress saying EVMs. When they won states, did they say that the EVMs were faulty in those particular states? So let's not throw the baby with the bathwater. The tragedy, Navika, is we are living in perilous times and someone needs to ask these questions. The Chief Justice of India in the last 10 days has shown that the Supreme Court will, as it must, take the government to task as recently as yesterday when they ordered the Tamil Nadu governor to swear in a minister. So for God's sake, don't impute motives on everyone. I'm proud that I'm a citizen of India with a judiciary as the way it is. I'm deeply proud of our Supreme Court.
My question to you is,
and why should it be denigrated?
My question to you, Tehseen Poonawalla, is simply this. Till about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, everybody in the Congress party was going to town. There were official press conferences that a huge scam had taken place. Thousands of crores had been, scammed off in the liquor policy. Arvind Kejriwal should go to jail. Suddenly, because elections are around the corner and you need friends and their coattails to hang on to, suddenly it's become a fight to keep democracy alive. And democracy will be alive if governments run now from jails. The question here is, are we standing up for what is right versus what is wrong? Or has this difference between good, evil, good, bad, everything has been wiped out because politics has superseded everything else?
Thank you, Navika ji. I hope I'm giving the exact same courtesy, not a little bit more, that Sudhanshu ji and Sohail were given, because Akashdeep was interrupted and he was making some very valid points. Your question is, are we standing up for right versus wrong, good versus evil? I'll answer that quickly. Sohail's first point, are the courts involved? No, the courts are not involved, Sohail. Simply because courts don't have the power to give bail in these cases. Yes, I know of the 10,000 odd cases, 10 odd cases have got bails, but those have been an exception. In ED, everyone will tell you that you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. Is the twin paradox, and you cannot prove yourself innocent because in a bail hearing you don't get into facts of the matter. So 10 odd cases have got bail, otherwise you don't get bail in ED cases. Which comes to the second point that Sohail made, a very valid point. Why did the Honorable Chief Minister not go when he got 9 summons? Excellent point. Except that in all of the 9 summons, the Chief Minister was not told whether he's being called as an accused, an approver, or as a witness. So if you or I God forbid, got summons, we would be told, and it's our fundamental right. Third point Sohail made, and I want to fact check Sudhanshu ji, for whom I have a lot of respect. Sudhanshu ji said what the Honorable Home Minister said. Electoral bonds were 20,000 crores, BJP got 6,000 crores. No, sir. The total electoral bonds are 16,492 crores. BJP got 50.4%, that's 8,251 crores. Source Times of India. Fourth point, in these electoral bonds, there was a man called Sarat Chandra. When Sarat Chandra was picked up as an accused and as a criminal in the Liquorgate scam, Sarat Chandra first gave the BJP 5 crore rupees. He then, after giving the BJP 5 crore rupees, turns approver. The ED does not oppose him becoming an approver. And then, please do not interrupt me when your viewers are hearing this fact. It's extremely unfair.
I'm only intervening to make you understand that you've named the person wrongly.
When I'm giving facts out, I request you, with folded hands, don't interrupt me and break my flow. It's with folded hands. None of this will come on Twitter because now I've been interrupted.
But you're giving wrong facts.
I'm not
the
giving
name
you wrong
of the
facts.
man you're quoting is wrong. Don't
How
give
do you
me
know my
lessons
facts
in
before I
morality on that.
Please allow me to finish.
Sarat Reddy, no. 3 बार आपने गलत नाम दिया और मैं बोलूं भी ना. मेरा शो
Pinaka Sarat Chandra Reddy.
Facts on the channel.
Pinaka Sarat Chandra Reddy. I am repeating his name. Please allow me to give the facts. On 10th of November 2022, Pinaka Sarat Chandra Reddy was arrested by ED in the liquor case. On 15th November 2022, 5 days later, he donates via electoral bonds 5 crores to BJP. Then he turns approver. ED does not oppose him becoming an approver. After which he gives another 35 crores. You kept asking Dr. Akashdeep Puni, did BJP sold for 5 crores? No. 35 crores was given post that when he becomes an approver. It is on his statement, a vague statement, that the Chief Minister has been picked up. But I have one more point. Today in court, ED says, and I quote them, this is Mr. Raju, he says, we don't have a money trail, we want to establish a money trail. You don't have a money trail. For the last 1 year, few months, Manish Sisodia is in jail. You have Sanjay Singh in jail. All you come is with some paper saying 300 crores found, 200 crores found, 100 crores found. You go in court and you say we don't have a money trail. Why are you taking the citizens of this country for a ride? Those are the questions that should be asked. And I repeat the name, Pinaka Sarat Chandra Reddy gave the BJP 40 crores and became an approver.
All right. All right. Tehseen Poonawalla, you're right. You raised the question. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji. No, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji will answer it first. Sohail, I'll come back to you.
Just 2 sentences.
No, 1 minute. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Just 2 sentences. So what Tehseen Poonawalla is saying, it means despite not having a proper evidence, the court has given the judgment. It means the court was wrong. Number 2, what Tehseen Poonawalla is saying, it means Ajay Makan, who has done press conference and Congress party done several times, was Congress party wrong? Say yes or no. Was court wrong?
I have a
Say
lot
yes
of
or no.
respect for
Now,
you.
kindly give the answer.
Sudhanshu ji, I have a lot of respect for you to answer both those questions. Yes, the Congress was wrong on this. And number two, the courts are not wrong. The courts cannot give bail because of the twin conditions, which I established in the beginning. You cannot get bail, 10 odd conditions. If you allow me 10 seconds more, Navika, someone who's got anticipatory bail in ED is picked up in another case by ED. This is how ED is behaving. I'm saying this on national TV with absolute responsibility. And you know this, Sudhanshu ji. And ED should reflect on its actions.
But the entire India alliance and Ishkaran Bhandari, the entire India alliance went to court to challenge the PMLA law.
One sentence.
Okay, Sudhanshu ji.
One sentence. तहसीन जी मेरे विचार से काफी रैशनल बात करते हैं, पर आज आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? On the issue of electoral bond, even court has questioned the basic law.
जी.
And here you are saying that the legitimacy and the rationale of the law is not been scrutinized by the court.
It has.
Sir, what a illogical statement.
No, sir,
and I thank you that you have said that the Congress was wrong. So Congress tab wrong thi, aaj wrong hai. It means the Congress allegation was wrong. And I would also like to ask, पंजाब का कांग्रेस का कोई स्टेटमेंट अभी तक आया नहीं है आम आदमी पार्टी पे?
That's a political question. I was answering legally, but I think the Congress should take a stand for the India alliance.
Okay.
And Rahul Gandhi,
Just
Sonia Gandhi, and Priyanka Gandhi have taken.
If on electoral bond, the court can even question the basic law, because as per law it has to be confidential. Even the court has questioned that.
Correct.
And you are saying that on this the court will not say anything. Because you are thinking that your rationale is above the jurisprudence of the court.
Well, let me get in.
No, sir, it's sub judice.
Well, let me get in Ishkaran Bhandari. You know, Tehseen Poonawala, please allow other people also their right to speak. Ishkaran Bhandari, the question here is, the bail cannot be given not because the courts are confused, but because the law is in that manner. So, why did Mr. Arvind Kejriwal go to court in the first place? भाई जब लॉ ही ऐसा है तो अभिषेक मनु सिंघवी जैसे सीनियर लॉयर गए क्यों कोर्ट? Number one. Number two, you know, Tehseen Poonawala, when he was doing debates with us, when the Congress was calling this liquor scam a liquor scam, was debating with us saying that the Aam Aadmi Party has done a fraud on the people of Delhi. But today, because this is the India alliance, rang badal gaya, never mind that. लोग रंग बदलते हैं, politicians बदलते हैं, तो तहसीन पूनावाला जी क्या चीज है? But the question here is, there are statements that have been made in the remand note where Kejriwal took advantage of the fact that he was the chief minister. The PA or the PS2, Mr. Manish Sisodia, stood there. He was summoned to Kejriwal's house. In the presence of Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia told him, tailor an excise policy on the basis of this. There were meetings that were held, there were FaceTime calls, and Arvind Kejriwal was involved. Of course, these facts should not be considered only because there are elections in the country.
Yes. Navika ji, there are multiple questions in this. I hope I will not be interrupted. Firstly, let's answer the ED bogey. If the law, either a law is constitutional or the law is unconstitutional, the PMLA Act has been upheld as constitutional by the Honorable Supreme Court, and the same Supreme Court has struck down the electoral bond law. So you can't have it that when the Supreme Court strikes down electoral bond law, it's a very good Supreme Court, and when it does not strike a law down, upholds the law, then you say, no, the Supreme Court is not acting fairly. So firstly, it's a law which is constitutional. Under that law, somebody has been arrested, and we'll come to that now. A political party based on its political preferences, like Mr. Kejriwal, can support Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, who is a convict and he started as an anti-corruption movement, or Congress, after asking the arrest for last 2 years, can support Mr. Kejriwal. That's a political preference. But the law, the courts, the investigation will not change as your political preferences change. If there is a case, you will have to answer that. Now let's come to the third aspect of it. What has happened in court, and I would then address the fourth aspect, can he be a chief minister? The third aspect is the matter went to the court. There are 4 stages a case goes to court in a criminal case like this. 1, the FIR. Is the FIR legal? Should it be quashed? None of the accused managed to get the FIR quashed, a legal FIR. Second, are the summons to a wrong person? Is the summons illegal? Sitting in TV studios will not make a summons illegal. We are a rule of law. We are a nation which follows laws, not an anarchist nation. The courts have to decide. Courts have held the summons are legal. Third aspect, anticipatory bail. Nobody got anticipatory bail. Fourth aspect, if you have been arrested, do you get regular bail? Mr. Sisodia went to Supreme Court, did not get regular bail. So all stages they are losing in court, and they are sitting here and talking as if this is 2022 and we are having an academic debate on which the court has not scrutinized the ED case. Now let us come to the fourth aspect, because that I find the most stunning aspect, where Mr. Kejriwal and his party says, even though I am in jail, I will remain as a chief minister. And what is the constitutional position on this? I do not think the drafters of our constitutions ever imagined some political party could be so shamefaced that a person could be in jail as a chief minister and say, I cannot be stopped from discharging my duty as a chief minister, especially a person who arises from an anti-corruption movement, and at that time used to say, if a political allegation is made on you, no proof, no investigation, you must resign. Today, you are in jail, your deputy chief minister is in jail, your ministers are in jail, but I will remain as a chief minister. The short answer is, yes, in black and white, the constitution has not said you cannot be a chief minister from jail, because nobody could imagine this sort of a ground being taken, because even Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav resigned, but Mr. Kejriwal is going a step below and said, no, I will not resign. But practically, as well as in other aspects of the constitution, you cannot be in jail. There is a confidentiality. People can't meet you. You can't have bureaucrats coming in. It's not a guest house. It's not a hotel. You are under those conditions. So either he gets bail, or if he does not get bail, the courts have not decided the issue. The court will have to decide the issue. But as I see it, you cannot be a chief minister while you are in custody.
नाविका,
अनुराग भदौरिया जी, माफी चाहती हूं, देर से आई हूं आपके पास, पर सवाल पूछना चाहती हूं। सवाल सिर्फ इतना छोटा सा है, मोरालिटी इज डेड। अब सब कुछ पॉलिटिक्स के आधार पर तय होना चाहिए। देश के जितनी एजेंसीज हैं, पुलिस थाने, इनको बंद कर देना चाहिए, या कम से कम इतना ऑर्डर दे देना चाहिए कि भाई विपक्ष को मत छुओ, नहीं तो इस देश का संविधान खतरे में आ जाएगा।
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। ये मॉरलिटी भी तो आपके अंदर भी होनी चाहिए। आप 38 मिनट की डिबेट करती हैं, 30 मिनट भारतीय जनता पार्टी से बुलवाती हैं, तो आपकी तो जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि टाइम आधा आधा बांट दो। या बीजेपी को बोलना है, आपको बोलना है, बीजेपी के सपोर्टर को बोलना है। ये मॉरलिटी कहां चली जाती है? ये मॉरलिटी है कहां पे? वही तो खोजा जा रहा है हिंदुस्तान के अंदर में, कि मॉरलिटी नहीं मिल रही है, कि मॉरलिटी की दिक्कत हो गई है। पत्रकारिता से भी तो मैं आशा तो आपसे भी करूंगा ना कि अपनी बात कहने के लिए हम लोग आते हैं, आप सुधांशु जी का लेक्चर सुनाते हैं या सपोर्टर का लेक्चर सुनाते हैं या आपका लेक्चर सुनते हैं, तो जनता के पास तो सही बात जाती नहीं है। इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं 38 मिनट में 30 मिनट आप बोलते हो, फिर मॉरलिटी बात कहां आती है? जब आप भ्रष्टाचारियों को अपनी पार्टी में शामिल कर लेते हैं।
सपोर्टर है ना?
मैंने 38 मिनट में 30 मिनट, ये लोगों ने कितना मिनट बोला भाई? 3-3 मिनट बोला है। मैं तो टाइम देख के बोल रहा हूं, आप मुझे बोलने दीजिए। मॉरलिटी कहां चली जाती है? जब भ्रष्टाचारियों को भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपनी पार्टी में शामिल करती है, जिन पे आरोप लगाती है भ्रष्टाचारी हैं, उनको फिर अपनी पार्टी में लेके आके फिर अपनी सरकार अपनी पार्टी में लाते हैं, फिर उनको मंत्री बनाते हैं, तब मॉरलिटी कहां चली जाती है? यही तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूं। तब कहां चली जाती है जब ये कहते हैं नहीं, ये इनके पर आरोप है भ्रष्टाचार का, ये परिवारवादी का आरोप है, फिर आप उनको अपनी दल में लेते हो, उनके साथ सत्ता भी चलाते हो, तो मॉरलिटी कहां चली जाती है? चौहान को जब आपने अशोक चौहान को लिया, मॉरलिटी कहां थी? जब एनसीपी के आपने नेता को लिया, उनको सीएम बनाया, डिप्टी सीएम बनाया, मॉरलिटी कहां थी? कहां शिवसेना के नेताओं को आप कहते थे भ्रष्ट हैं, चोर हैं, क्या क्या आरोप लगाते थे, आपने उनके साथ सरकार बना ली, मॉरलिटी कहां थी? आप जिस चौटाला फैमिली के बारे में बोलते थे, आप हरियाणा में उनके साथ आपने सरकार बनाई, मॉरलिटी कहां थी? मैं पूछ रहा हूं ये सवाल, मैं पूछता हूं आपसे, जिनको आप मॉरलिटी की बात करते हो, फिर उसकी मॉरलिटी कहां चली जाती है? दूसरी बात, सुधांशु जी एक अच्छी बात कह रहे थे, हर बात में कह रहे थे, बस एक लाइन की बात है, एक लाइन में आपने 100 लाइन की बात बोली, कम से कम 500 लाइन की बात बोली होगी, लेकिन एक बार आपने ये नहीं बोला कि किस तरह से इलेक्ट्रो बॉन्ड में आपने 50% से ज्यादा पैसा लिया जनता का। अगर आपने इलेक्ट्रो बॉन्ड 50% लिया तो क्या आपको राइट है कि आपकी सत्ता में, अगर आप सत्ता में है तो आपको पैसा ज्यादा मिलेगा, और जो सत्ता में नहीं उसको पैसा कम मिलेगा? इसके मतलब आप कोई फेवर कर रहे हो, तभी तो सत्ता को पैसा ज्यादा मिल रहा है। क्यों मिल रहा है? अगर मैं आपकी बात मान लूं, 50% इलेक्ट्रो बॉन्ड का छोड़ दीजिए, 30% भी आपको मिला और सबसे ज्यादा मिला, तो क्यों मिलेगा आपको? कोई तो फायदा होगा, कोई तो वजह होगी, कुछ तो आपसे फायदा मिल रहा होगा, तभी तो आपको ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा, वरना क्यों मिलना चाहिए? सत्ता में तो कम मिलना चाहिए, क्योंकि मॉरलिटी है आपकी, हम किसी की मदद नहीं करेंगे, हमें तो सबसे कम मिला है, आपको 500 करोड़ मिलता है, और तब कहते हैं आपकी नहीं मॉरलिटी की बात थी, तब मानते कि नहीं आप बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन नहीं, ज्यादा मिला आपको।
क्यों आपने चंडीगढ़ में जब जिस तरह से मेयर को आपने हराया था,
सुधांशु जी जवाब दे रहे हैं।
आपने मेयर को हराया था कि वोट की चोरी नहीं थी, तब मॉरलिटी कहां चली गई थी? नहीं, एक और लगे लास्ट सवाल। जब आपने फैक्ट चेक के ऊपर लेके आपने लगाया कि फैक्ट चेक को लेके आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गए कि आप आज कुछ अधिसूचना जारी कर दी, आप नहीं चाहते कि गांव आदमी, किसान आदमी, जनरल आदमी, जो आम जनता अपनी बात जो सोशल मीडिया पे कहती है उस पर भी आप रोक लगाना चाहते थे? वो तो माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय से आपको सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने रोका, वरना तो आप आम आदमी की बात रोकना चाहते हो और उधर आप धन्ना सेठों की मदद करना चाहते हो, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की बात करते हो आप। उनके लिए तो सब ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस होगा, लेकिन गरीब आदमी के लिए आप फैक्ट चेक किए, आप उसमें अधिसूचना लेके आते हो कि वो अपनी बात कोई कह ना पाए, किसान अपनी बात नहीं कह पाए, बेरोजगार अपनी बात ना डाल पाए।
बहुत सारे सवाल हैं, अब जवाब सुन लीजिए। बहुत सारे सवाल हैं, जवाब सुन लीजिए। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी, सुधांशु त्रिवेदी।
वैसे मुझे लगता बहुत सारे सवाल नहीं हैं। अनुराग भदौरिया जी के वही सवाल होते हैं, कोई भी टॉपिक हो, कोई भी पैनल हो, कोई भी चैनल हो और कोई भी कॉन्टेक्स्ट हो, वो एक ही जो टेप रिकॉर्डर जैसा जवाब होता, फिर भी मैं उसका जवाब दिए देता हूं। एज फॉर एज बॉन्ड इज कंसर्न, 6,000 को जरा 17 स्टेट से डिवाइड करिए तो इट कम्स अराउंड 300 समथिंग, और कांग्रेस की 3 स्टेट में मिले 1461 करोड़ रुपए को डिवाइड करिए तो 500 करोड़ के आसपास आता है पर स्टेट। ये भी देखिए ना कितनी जगह पावर में है, और 1600 करोड़ रुपए तृणमूल कांग्रेस को मिला एक स्टेट।
आपको तो लेना
और मॉरलिटी का जहां तक इशू है, आम आदमी पार्टी समाजवादी पार्टी हैविंग एन ऑल टुगेदर डिफरेंट स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ मॉरलिटी। ये डायरेक्टली विथड्रू केसेस फ्रॉम द क्रिमिनल्स। They have withdrawn cases from the criminals who were charges of murder, dacoity and others. Even they tried to withdraw cases from terrorists. And then they say they are neat and clean. So your definition of morality is totally altogether different. You have been several times snubbed by the high courts for withdrawing cases against the criminals and the terrorists. You have tried to withdraw case those who have planted bombs. So you are altogether a different thing. अब भदौरिया जी ये बताइए, ये मुलायम सिंह जी पे डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट एसेट का केस कब हुआ था? ड्यूरिंग द बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट और द कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट? बताइए।
कोई मदद नहीं करूंगा, कोई चंदा नहीं लूंगा।
बताइए। आई वांट टू आस्क यू,
well, the questions of historical value will continue. Politics is not something that has taken birth today, but the fact of the matter is, when there is a scam to the tune of 2002 as stated by the CAG report, which has still not seen the light of day, the questions will be asked and citizens of India deserve to know the answer. In the middle of this, do elections matter? Can governments be run from jails? Is this what people of India deserve? Well, if there can be an Andolan by the Aam Aadmi Party, probably it's time for an Andolan from the people of India. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on this big debate.